Guys, let's watch this video.
Oh, lucky penny. I'll give you $1 for it. No, wait, $2. I mean, 50, 100. I need it. Take my arm. I'm a horrible spender, okay? Let me get that out of the way. I usually think about my purchases after I check out. And when I started making my own income, it became a problem. Don't get me wrong, most of my money goes to paying bills and making videos, and I'm not going into debt to finance this garbage, but I wouldn't exactly call these purchases essentials. I've compiled a list of my worst financial decisions for you to judge me for. We'll work our way up in price as we go. If the IRS is watching, these are all tax write-offs I bought just for this video. Number 1, tungsten cube. I saw William Osmond's video basically messing around with a cube of tungsten and knew immediately that I had to have one. My feeble orangutan mind just couldn't fathom that a cube this small could weigh that much. Now, this isn't just an ordinary simpleton's cube. You see, tungsten is one of the world's densest metals, even heavier than gold, which makes a tiny 4-inch cube of it weigh 42 pounds. However, this size cube costs $3,300, and come on, I got better stuff to spend 3,300 clams on. Oh shit. So I settled for a 1.5-inch cube coming in at 2.2 pounds. Not insane, but it's still marginally heavier than you think it's gonna be. And that's the value of this thing. Basically the world's most expensive paperweight. And hey, I can always expand my cube collection to other fun elements. Hey, what's this one again? Damage for this item, $200. Number 2. Truck tent. Because camping went so smoothly last time, I knew my girlfriend would jump at the chance to go with me again. So when I scrolled across an ad for a tent and an air mattress that fit perfectly in your truck bed, it was the perfect opportunity. I thought, hey, I give a shitty F-150. This product is perfect for me. And the Instagram shop algorithm high-fived itself for capturing another victim. Perfectly. We rented a campsite, took it out, and it was perfect. It didn't fly away even a single time, and the only thing better than sleeping on the cold, hard ground is sleeping on a cold, hard truck bed with a rusty suspension creaking with every movement and wheel wells that wedge perfectly into your spine. So it was a perfect trip. So 2 for 2 on ruining camping trips. Third tries the charm. Damage, another $200. And a cube to the head. Number 3. Heavy mug. There I was, sitting on the toilet, scrolling through Instagram Reels, letting my mind melt into a fine goo, when suddenly, I got an ad for a heavy mug. Now you might be wondering, what's a heavy mug? And that would be a stupid question, because it's a mug that's heavy. My tungsten-esque fascination with heavy things just came back to me. It just made sense. Place order! When it arrived, I was greeted with a 22-pound mug. Although it's weirdly shallow, I guess they had to make it that way in order for it to weigh so much, but it's weird that it doesn't show that in any of the promotional material. They should have made it out of tungsten. But I gotta say, this thing is difficult as hell to lift. It lives up to its name. Much like yours truly. It's not like curling 22 pounds normally, since if you grab it by the handle, the center of mass is so far out from your hand, you need incredibly strong wrists to hold it upright. Luckily, I'm super strong, so it's not a big deal for a guy like me. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just gonna have a sip of my drink. It might be heavy for some people, but for me, it's not even it's like a normal mug. It's completely impractical, stupidly expensive, but I'm curious to see if it'll make me stronger. My mug is definitely heavier than Eddie Hall's, so watch out, pal. It definitely put a 22-pound dent in my wallet. By the way, I still get ads for this thing on the daily. I know this video is proof I'm a sucker, but what? You think someone wants to fill a cabinet with these things? Finally, my collection is complete. Damage, $220. Mostly on shipping costs. Breaking news! I'm coming to you live from a real news station. I'm a news reporter, full-time. Can I get 20 on pump 3? Of course! I'm sure your crusty Kia Soul is more important than reporting news the conglomerates want to bury. Just gonna ask you a quick question. Okay, it says my only options are to tip 400% or download Opera. What? Dude, let me out. Today's video is brought to you by Opera. Opera's like any other internet browser, except it doesn't suck. You can use the integrated music player to control your tunes and place it wherever's most convenient. It even automatically pauses when you start playing a video, so you don't gotta fiddle around like a monkey. And if you want, just take the video you're watching and yank it wherever, like monitoring a live gas station camera while you're doing your connections. Hey, put it back. All of it. That's not from here. Drag and drop your tabs easily into up to 4 split screens. I personally use it to compare computer part specs and prices while I was building my first PC. Browsing 100 useless items on Amazon and forget which one you were looking at? Tab Traces has your back. Easily spot your recently visited tabs with a subtle underline so you don't have to go on a witch hunt. There's a million ways Opera can improve your productivity, and truly, you just need to give it a try. Once you do, you can't go back. Link in the description. Actually, I think I might download it. Thank you. What the hell, man? I was agreeing with you. I'm sorry, the car was unforgivable. It had to go, man. And back to the video.
Do you ever fill your fridge and pantry with a bunch of yummy food but then have no clue what to make? There's an amazing app called Cook.
Go, man. And back to the video. Number 4, CSGO Knife. I'm not much of a gamer these days, but when I get bored, I boot up CSGO and play minigames. Make no mistake, I absolutely blow at this game. But for some ungodly reason, I really wanted a knife. Now, CSGO doesn't work like most games where you can just buy what you want from the store. No. What they want you to do, naturally, is steal your parents' credit cards, spend it all on loot boxes for the scarcest chance you'll actually get what you want, and begin a gambling addiction before you're old enough to drive. But I despise loot boxes and have terrible luck, so I chose to buy one from someone else. So let's play a game I like to call The Price is Correct. What would you pay for this cosmetic knife that offers no in-game advantage? Maybe 99 cents? A couple bucks? Hell, even $20, the cost of a legendary Fortnite skin? Drop your answer in the comments. Did you guess $3? No, silly. Try 400. Turn the cameras off. Turn the f***ing cameras off. This is, by far, the purchase I regret most. The buyer's remorse 30 seconds after I paid for it was unlike any other. For almost the price of a Nintendo Switch 2, I spent my hard-earned money on a multicolored virtual knife. In a game I don't really play. But technically this is the only investment I made since it's gone up $30 in value since I bought it. Quick update, since I wrote this script, the market crashed and I lost $200. I'm gonna spend the next 2 hours sitting in the shower. So, needless to say, if you like Brody Animates Investments Incorporated to manage your funds and grow your wealth, please contact the number below. You will lose everything you have. Number 5, my PS5. I don't think game consoles are a bad investment. Entertainment is value enough. But for the first few years after this console came out, it was impossible to find, especially in the small Canadian town I lived in. So I bit the bullet and decided to buy an overpriced one from a scalper. If you're a scalper watching this video, you suck and I hate you. See you for the PS6 probably. I found one on Facebook Marketplace and showed up to the guy's house at the agreed upon time. When I got there, I knocked on the door, no answer. I knocked again, no answer. Then just when I started to walk away, a lady opened the door and said, "Who the hell are you?" I was talking to Carl about the PS5. Oh, great. Carl, the kid's here. Oh, Cannon, I'm coming. This dude emerges from the hallway, sopping wet, wearing nothing but a towel, and grabs a garbage bag from the floor. Money? Here. I came for the PS5? No shit. What else would be in the bag, pal? Why would it be? Okay. Thanks. So I paid a guy an extra $150 over the base price to hand me a PlayStation in a garbage bag half naked. Joke's on him, I would have paid $200. Total damage, $650. Number 6. Neon sign. Okay, now we're getting to stupid amounts of money. I don't know why, but there's something about neon signs that has always been appealing to me. Maybe it was seeing radiator springs in cars when I went to my first movie. Maybe it's the way it radiates in the dark, or how it flickers gently, or the way the glass tubes delicately twist into shapes and symbols. But I had a dream, and that dream was a neon beauty of my own design. So a few years ago, I reached out to a company that made custom signs, sent them my personal design, and it turned out like this. And the award for the most self-obsessed person goes to, oh my goodness, Brody Animates! Oh my God, thank you. Thank you, Brody. Thank you, Brody. Wow, just wow. Honestly, I'd like to say I never thought I'd get here, but I did. Yeah, I was obnoxious enough to make a neon sign of my own stupid name and face in the crummy art style I had back then. The handwriting here is absolutely abysmal. Like, this was definitely my first attempt. Although, if you've asked me to sign anything at VidCon, you probably know it can be worse than this. I wasn't even promoting a business or anything. I just hung it in my room. And it broke after only 2 years, which makes the cost of this stupid thing horrendously unjustifiable. Brace yourself. Damage? $1,500 goddamn dollars. Number 7, the Mustang wrap. And here we are, my most expensive waste of money yet. I already made a short about this that you can go watch, so I'm not animating it all over again, but TLDR, my car is the best car ever, and I decided to put a Dynaco Lightning McQueen wrap on it because I'm deranged. But I will tell you a little more about how this happens. When I had the idea, I contacted multiple wrap shops and none of them replied to me. They probably thought I was with them. Except for one shop. When I brought it over, they were pumped to work on something so ridiculous. I worked with their designer to get every detail the way I wanted and screen accurate, okay? This is not the King, who is number 43. This is McQueen, number 95, from when he's daydreaming about getting sponsored by Dynaco. I added a couple more things than just a wrap, too. There was some paint repair, because my car is older than most of you and you can't effectively put a wrap on peeled paint. I got black wheels to replace the stock ones and a spoiler to make it look more like a race car. I also decided to tint the windows, and I'm so glad I did for two reasons. Number one, it makes it look like a Hot Wheel, which I love. And two, it kind of ruins the look of the car in traffic when you see Lightning McQueen but realize there's a man scarfing down a junior chicken through the window. I also deliberately did not tell Izzy what I was doing with the car. I just pulled up home with it one day. Hey, gorgeous. Want to go for a ride?
Hell yeah, baby!
I love the way it turned out. I can't wait to add more performance mods so I can match McQueen's speed, too. You know, maybe these things I bought don't make sense to everybody, and there are smarter ways for me to spend my savings, but if they bring me joy, are they really a waste? It did cost $4,500, though, for the wrap. The wheels and paint and spoiler were like another $2,000. You know what? Money isn't everything. That's the lesson of this video. And with that, my grand total comes out to... We have a sponsor for this one, right? Thank God. Okay. Is anyone watching interested in buying a virtual knife? I spent a...
This is my new YouTube. I found out this YouTube channel. Anyways, this is my new. I just subscribed to her a few days ago.
Life hurts, and today I will tell you about all the times life hurt me. I wasn't really a sick kid, but I wasn't particularly, well, that's a hard word, particularly, I wasn't really left unscared either. Opposite to now, I was a very outdoorsy child, practically born from the mud, and so that I had many opportunities to bite the grass, like, Lord, bless my parents' heart. I know there's a saying that you learn from pain, but I can't even remember the first story, which must mean I can't learn. Or I was just too young to remember. It's a miracle I made it to this point. Anyways, every time my mom tells the story, you can physically see her soul leaving her body. When I was a wee little lad, maybe 2 or 3, me and my brother spent a lot of time at our aunts on my mother's side. Both of them were doing their grown-up talks in the kitchen, while me and my brother played in the backyard. ¿Puedes creerlo? Dijo que... And it even got on the ceiling. Somehow I made it from playing on the grass to face down in my aunt's pond right in front of my brother. Oh shit. He ran straight inside looking for my mom. Mom! Mom! Unfortunately, my mom thought that my little brother was just being a little shit screaming for her to look at some cool stunt he learned, so she kept chatting with my aunt. But as my brother kept shouting his little lungs out like a burnt victim, she finally came down to look at what was so important. God, yes, okay, I'm coming. What is... Oh shit. So she fished my moving body out of the pond, assuming the worst. Don't be dead. Apparently, I was grinning and completely unharmed, and, well, somehow I survived that. I guess my big airhead saved me this time, and I'm sure it has no long-lasting damage on my development. I only came out a little weird, and thanks to my brother for saving me. But before we start with the next story, I want to introduce you to the sponsor of this video. It's me, cause I paid for making this video with my blood and sweat and unreasonable amounts of sugar. I don't make money off this yet, so consider subscribing if you want to support me and see more of this kind of content. Anyways, back to the video. Another time, I tried to do a handstand in my parents' garden. I'm starting to see a pattern. Maybe we should stop making kids touch grass so much. I was the first kid in kindergarten to be able to do one, so of course I had to practice my craft so I would be ahead of these losers. But it wasn't enough. I had to get better. Somehow my little brain thought that less fingers equals a more impressive handstand. Which, well, not wrong, but also very much stupid if you aren't trained or a Shaolin monk. So as I bent down to swing up my legs, I simultaneously lifted about 9 fingers at the same time, but one soldier was left behind. It was my ring finger on the right side, which snapped instantly into the wrong direction. The good thing about the situation was that I got a pretty pink cast for 6 weeks. I got lots of attention, a weird look from the doctor, and lots of signatures from my classmates, which was pretty cool. Then we come to the time a car decided to use me as a doormat. Everything between my brother and me always ended up in some kind of competition. So when we drove grocery shopping and came to a stop in our parking space, the game was on. Who will make it first into the supermarket? Kappa, who's already buckling off and stepping out of the door, or her 2-year-older brother with his newest running shoes? So as I leaped out of the parking space to make it to the entrance, I could already see that I was way ahead of this blood-related loser. Just a few more meters and I will win. Well, I mean, I survived, but it did hurt. Also, the woman who drove into me stepped out of the car profusely apologizing to my parents while I was fascinated that a whole tire just drove over my leg. It felt lighter than I expected, and I think the act of getting hit hurt more than the driving over part. Still, I was totally unharmed. Anyways, she really quickly drove away after apologizing and left my parents with a shock and me with an At least I stopped running into oncoming traffic afterwards. My parents didn't have the easiest time with me. But a story my mom is still telling at every family function is the time I hurt myself so bad she felt awkward to go outside with me for weeks. I was running around in the living room playing with blankets and pillows like my ass was on fire, and like the idiot I was, I tripped over that damn orange blanket. I still remember the color of that orange blanket. It had the perfect trajectory, so my eye socket landed directly on the solid edge of the stone vase. I cried like a kid who just smashed their head on a vase. The pain was short-lived, but the bruise it left lasted for almost a month. Mom told me she felt like everyone was looking at her with a disapproving glare. I never noticed a thing. And I also almost killed myself quite recently. It was me and my boyfriend wandering in the woods. It was one of our early stages, so we were all lovey-dovey, walking around, taking pictures and having a fun time. We walked past 3 fallen trees stacked above each other in a crisscross pattern. I, as an enthusiastic tree climber since childhood, saw the perfect walkway. As I climbed up the first trunk that was leaning on top of the second one, my boyfriend was taking photos of me from the back, like a tragic romance movie. I misstepped as I hopped onto the second trunk and fell backwards towards the ground. What I didn't see in that moment was that the ground was littered with several thin, spiky tree trunks sprinkled across it. As I fell, I slashed my thigh open on one of them and started bleeding like crazy. Luckily, I could grab onto another branch and save myself from worse. My boyfriend stood there, white as a ghost, and on the verge of tears, holding his camera to his chest. He then ran to me and helped me to get the bleeding under control. My dress? Ruined. The date? Fell short. Me? Looking like a bloody ghost hunting the forest while we walked back to the parking lot. Here's the perfect would-be last photo of me a few seconds before I fell into my demise. There are many more stories I could tell about life hurting me or me hurting me, but I'm a college student, so I can't animate all of that before getting carpal tunnel syndrome. But if you want to see more of these little animated stories, I would recommend you to subscribe and like this video. See you next time. Life hurts, and today we'll...
Guys, asked. Hold on, this YouTuber, I want you to ask them for that YouTuber. That. Him. You please ask him to that girl YouTube channel. Want to see what her videos are right now. Let's do this one.
Hello, my friends. We are back. Today, we are back with the Henry Stickmin collection. Now, last Saturday, we saw the legendary adventure that we went on, going through the entire Henry Stickmin collection in 30 minutes. However, you guys told me that I got the worst ending in the game. And I mean, is that not my exact luck? I speedran the game in record time, but I got the worst possible ending.
Kitsune was the greatest.
Charles, no! So here, I am starting the journey.
To reclaim my dignity.
We are going to go through escaping the prison, stealing the diamond, infiltrating the airship, and fleeing the cop.
This is what the hour one. I was not doing this, sorry. Oh. Okay, I guess bye.